and all this stuff is going to come racing in. They're concerned because the level of flooding is going to be like something that nobody has seen in Long Beach ever. And that's really what they're worried about. And you can see why. You know, there's no question that we're now getting into the beginning, really sort of the teeth of the storm. The wind has picked up dramatically. If you look out over there, you can actually see the lamppost, the traffic lights swaying now in the breeze. You can see some people driving. You can see the police have come over to check on the hotel. This is the hotel, the Alegria, where we've been staying. And you can see trash cans are now getting blown along the boardwalk as we are at the moment. You know, every so often you get a gust of wind that practically knocks you over. I'm glad at the moment that there's this railing here, because otherwise we'd be in the ocean at this point. So we're doing everything we can sort of to hold on for the moment. And as I said, there's serious concern about people who've stayed. 30% of the people in Long Beach stayed during the last storm. We're hoping that that number is much less. But the concern, of course, is that people felt some sense of complacency because the last storm didn't wreak havoc on Long Beach the way this storm is expected to. And it's really something how the wind kind of comes and goes. Like I was talking a moment ago, and it wasn't blowing quite as hard, and then you'll get a gust that is like this, and it's everything I can do to try to stay on my feet. So, you know, I'm not sure what the other reporters are experiencing in other places, but this is really the worst that we've seen so far. And what really strikes me is that it's only going to get worse than this. So, you see what I mean? It's really unbelievable. So,
well, the other reporters
that's pretty much it. I mean, you can see the sand. Yes, Bill, go ahead.
The other reporters are having just a hard time on the water.
Bill, go ahead.
Yeah, the other reporters having just a hard time on the water as well. The wind has to be 60 miles per hour. It's a hard time to stay up that way or area. And the berm is holding up so far. But as you said earlier, the berm is not expected to last. I would call that the bed laid sand, the mice and men, and it doesn't look like it will hold later when the water actually comes ashore.
Yeah, that's right, Bill. And the berm is meant to be, you know, sacrificial. It certainly got Long Beach through the first high tide of really sort of serious cycle. But this is now down by about a third. So we lost a third of the sand wall of the berm with the first high tide. I can guarantee you're going to come back to me, obviously, frequently in the next several hours. I can guarantee you this is not going to be here. What's going to be here are ocean waves going under the boardwalk and out into that parking lot over there. You can see the blue news van down here. That's our truck. We're going to have to move that truck and get it into another place so it doesn't get flooded out. But that whole area there is going to flood. There's no question about it. Bill was.
We remember it flooded very quickly during Hurricane Irene. Okay, and Bert, we're going to let you go. We're going to let you move that truck. We do have some breaking news that we are following right now.
That crane picture, you want to go back to that picture of the crane at 157 West 57th. This is at 57th and 7th Avenue. This is at the bottom of the Park Hyatt Hotel, and it is going to be one of the tallest residential condo buildings. Residential buildings of any kind, but these are all condos, very expensive condos. Some of the top floor reportedly up for sale for $85 million, and that crane that is overseeing the construction of those $85 million is now toppling. It looks like it's spilled over a little bit, and police have blocked off the streets there. There's not supposed to be anyone anywhere anyway walking on those streets. We're waiting for Dave Evans to get.
I believe he's there. I believe he's there on the phone. Dave, can you hear us?
Yes, Liz, I hear you fine. I hear you, Bill.
Where are you, and what do you see from your vantage point?
Well, we were on 59th Street. We had just finished lunch, and as we were walking from 59th South back to my apartment, because I live on 57th Street, I noticed that there were people pointing up to this building at the crane, and I said to my partner, Wade, I said, who's an architect, I said, that looks a little strange, and Wade said, absolutely, that should not be that way. That crane has collapsed because of the wind. So we were as startled as everybody else was we were over on 58th Street, actually, and could see from where we were, from our vantage point, that the crane had not collapsed, but had begun to dangle and hang because of the wind. And then we walked south to 57th Street. By the time we got just one block south from 58th to 57th Street, police were already rushing to this area. They were blocking off 57th Street. We could see all the fire trucks racing to the scene, and they're now blocking the whole area off because this is certainly a dangerous concern. No one is injured. This is actually between 6th and 7th Avenue on 57th Street. As you mentioned, Bill, it's going to be the tallest residential building. I think that is the building that we're talking about.
Yep.
It will be the tallest residential building in the world. That's now under construction, and this crane just right literally as we were finishing lunch, just walking from 58th to 57th floor. The crane.
We're watching the arm actually move just then. You can actually see it dangling. This is remarkable that our camera is not shimmering like it was just a few minutes ago.
David, are you able to tell us, are there any workers at that site?
No, there are no workers at the site. The only people really who are in the area right now are police and firefighters who are trying to get anyone who is like on the street on 57th. You know, and it's interesting, Bill, that you mentioned the thing about the wind, the fact that we're seeing now, you know, the shot that you're seeing is pretty steady right now. When we came out of the restaurant, we both noticed how windy all of a sudden it became. The trees right on 58th Street were almost kind of bent over a little bit because of the strong wind. Very, very different. We went in and ate for about 45 minutes to an hour. It wasn't really that bad at all in the city, and then all of a sudden the wind just really, really picked up, and apparently that's what caused this crane to not come off, to start dangling.
It's certainly dangling.
Right.
Dave, describe again the street scene and where you can and can't go down there.